to change the picture. You're going to think this is Mary Lou.
There you go. And I love that picture of me. I know that women get blonder and men get grayer, but not all men, apparently. And Rich has given me an hour to speak to you today, so I am very, very excited to talk to you today. I am really very excited to be here. I'm excited every year, and I'm excited to see you folks here in the audience. I'm here, like Rich said, representing the Massachusetts legislature. I'm here to thank you all for your service, whether it's been service to your family member, to yourselves, or to your community. We in the legislature, and we in Massachusetts government as a whole, are very proud of the work you're doing, very proud of the changes that you're making here in Massachusetts, and very proud of the community and the Commonwealth that you guys have really brought together. So thank you all for your service. We did talk about, Rich talked about changing the world. Mary Lou talked about that as well, our Secretary Sutters. And I think it's important for us to think about where we are and the changes that you in this audience have made, and the changes that people like Rich, who was a mentor for me in my early days with my son who has Down syndrome, he was really a leader for me, and there were many leaders at that time that showed us the way. You have lots of folks that you can stand on their shoulders right now. I see a lot of young people in the audience, and that is tremendous. And I see a lot of the blonde women and the gray-haired men who are here to lead you. But we entered a world very differently. And the opportunities that exist now are very different than the opportunities that existed in the 60s and 70s. Commissioner Howe has been working to close state institutions. It wasn't until 1972 in this state that we stopped making admissions to the state schools. Some of you in the audience, like even me when I had a young son with Down syndrome, I didn't even know these institutions existed. They were already moving away, but it's been a challenge for us to close those institutions. Where I'm going with this is how the world has changed in these last 40 years. 40 years ago, we were talking about institutionalizing babies that had significant disabilities and institutionalizing people over their whole lifespan. Thanks to the work that many of the people in this room have done and work that's happened in the legislature, we've changed the world. Like they said, Chapter 766, the first special education law in the country, we said every child deserves the right to an education. That's why you're all here. And we moved, lots of things moved the needle. We did in Massachusetts right now, I'm proud to say, that we probably have the most progressive disability laws in the country. Thank you. You can applaud yourselves. We were talking early about including people in education. In Massachusetts, we've taken that a step further. Beyond the K-12 system, we've been including students with intellectual disabilities, developmental disabilities, and autism spectrum in our institutions of higher education, in our community college system, in our state university system, and in the University of Massachusetts system. Included just like we do in the K-12 system alongside their typically developing peers with appropriate support. In Massachusetts, the first state in the country to publicly fund this effort, we've now had 800 students who have been through this program in Massachusetts.